CYBERLUX Army and Moneymakers, welcome back to the channel. I am going to discuss CYBERLUX, precisely their buyback announcement. CYBERLUX Corporation announces the share repurchasing program and direct of $19.5 million of the current and future cash flow to fund the purchase of the outstanding shares. I'll be sharing more about what the buyback means, why the companies would do buyback, what are the key takeaways, what the company's intention when they declare a company's buyback program of its own shares. We'll look further into what the numbers look like in terms of the security details, authorized shares, outstanding shares, what the future looks like. If you own CYBERLUX, if you are a part of CYBERLUX Army, CYBL Army, and or CYBL shareholder, you really want to watch this video because you need to learn inside out, and this does not really cost you anything, but you want to be informed investor for yourself and making sure that you understand what all these terms mean and why the companies would do what they do. In return, all I'm asking you CYBERLUX Army and Moneymakers is just to hit the like button because we want to reach out to more and more people. Definitely more views for me is more motivation. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, click on the like button. Likes and subscribes are for free. And that tells me that you like this video. Write down in the comment section below, what do you think where CYBERLUX can go? The perk of having CYBERLUX, if you haven't bought or if you're looking to buy, in my opinion, I think that can go quickly to 2 cents and about, maybe 2.5 cents within next few weeks when the market rebounds. Take a look. Right now, NASDAQ is having a bloodbath, minus 4.25%. Dow Jones is negative 2.58%. What I always say is when the market is red, you start thinking about what's the value added stock that you want to own. This is not a financial advice nor buy or sell advice for a particular stock. But what I'm saying is when the market is greedy, you want to be fearful. And when the market is fearful, you want to be greedy. Now, let's jump into it. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. We want 250 likes and subscribes just on this video. So help me help you. Now let's take a look. Last 5 days, we are up 15%. Today we are down 12%. So it is going to even out very soon. 1 month we are down 30%. 6 months we are down 30%. Year to date we are down 53%. Now we had seen CYBERLUX went all the way to 6.5 cents. You are in with me in this journey, and if you're riding for free, congratulations. And that's why you want to keep watching, keep doing due diligence, especially this channel is helping you with what you want to accomplish in CYBERLUX and many other penny stocks, and definitely on some of the large cap stocks that we are looking into like Tesla, NIO, SoFi, so on and so forth. Now let's go into what CYBERLUX announced. Practically, they have said that CYBERLUX Corporation announces the share repurchasing program and the direct of $19.5 million buyback. Now that came just before a few days where they want to repurchase up to $19.5 million in value of its outstanding common stocks. Now, the company intends to fund the repurchase program with the available cash that they have. Earlier this last week, the CYBL Board of Directors, they already approved. So this is approved. Remember, this is not happening just right now. It is going to gradually happen. It is going to happen in phases because the company may not have $19.5 million just now. Remember, the company is looking for 44.8 million or something along those lines in revenue in 2022. And they are also expecting some good profit or the income for the company itself. More specific, they released already, but they're also going to announce in the growth conference, which will create so much momentum into the stock. Now, stock went down. Why did that happen? The real answer is the entire market is down. We have seen such a downtrend, such a red days into the market, and CYBERLUX being a penny stock, being an OTC stock, it is not doing great either right after this news. Now, the timing and the announcement for any share repurchase will be determined based on the company's evaluation of the market condition, other factors, and the program may increase and discontinued and or suspend at any time based on what the board of directors said. CYBL will purchase a share of common stocks in open market and in privately negotiated transaction as well. because that will be in their best interest subject to market condition, share price, and other factors, so on and so forth. More details will be provided into the PR announcement. Which announcement is this that you can see on their website cyberlux.com. The company's board director approved a planned purchase reprogram begin immediately with up to 19.5 million in earning dedicated to reducing the level of outstanding common shares. Now, this is the key aspects that you want to look into if you're a shareholder. What they're trying to do is they want to reduce the common shares that are out in the market. Right now, their outstanding common shares are 5.16 billion, which is a massive number, with the float of 3.77 billion, and their market cap is $81.5 million, with the authorized shares of massive 7 billion. Now, I'm not saying that CYBL will all of a sudden go to 25 cents or 50 cents or so on and so forth. What I'm saying is, with all this impact, just the performance of the company, revenue of the company, profitability of the company, and or all these programs that they're putting in place, it can hit 2, 3, 4 cents and maybe 6.5 cents if the market gets back, roaring back that we had seen last year. So just keep that in mind. It's 6x return. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. Patience is the key. You want to do your due diligence, and it's extremely risky stock. It's risk versus reward. Penny stock, OTC stock, but it has a ton of revenue. And you should like revenue. Remember Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. If you like Mr. Wonderful, by any means, just hit the like button. I'll take it. Now, let's take a look further into what this article talks about. Now, we already know that company may repurchase $19.5 million of their outstanding common stocks, which is at par per value of 0.001 per share. Now, the company will make the common stock purchase into the stock market or open market or in privately negotiated transactions, which is subject to the market condition, and the transactions will be determined based on the company's evaluation of the market condition and the other factor of the program. Now, what that means is the company already made in accordance with the SEC, which is Security and Exchange Commission, rules and regulations and other specific legal requirement, and company's repurchase transaction may be conducted with this 10b5-1 plan, which allows the stock repurchase transaction when the company might otherwise precluded from executing repurchases. Now, in summary, what they're trying to do is, once again, 19.5 million value in outstanding stocks. We don't really know when it's going to happen. It's going to happen in gradual phases, and it is an open market, could be in private negotiated transactions subject to market conditions, so on and so forth. Timing and the amount of repurchase will be determined based on the company's evaluation, condition, and board of director approval, and with the management decision as well. Repurchase will be made in accordance with the Security and Exchange Commission rules and regulations with other legal requirement. Now, we already talked about this 10.5b1, and the company intends to fund this. This is very important that I want to point out that the company intends to fund this share repurchase program with available cash flow from operations. They're not looking to borrow more money for this repurchase. They're not looking for rights offering. They're not looking to create more debt for the company or finance for the company to add more liabilities. What they're trying to do rather is they want to put their cash flow aside, use that cash flow, repurchase their own stocks, and want to make sure that they reduce the common stocks available into the market. What they have said here is, with our strategic plan with full execution mode and Operation Alpha delivering consistent level of growth and global market development, we are now able to make the next level of corporate action for our shareholders. And I truly believe that that is going to help shareholders because they are trying to bring that common stocks that are floating into the market lower as possible, as we have intended for some time. Now, we have been delivering shareholder value. I agree, because they started ramping up the revenue. They're consistently about $2 million revenue a month, as you already see for last consecutive few months, and they are very excited now to bring this share repurchasing program to our shareholders and drive the value creation from such a fundamental yet incremental level as well. The director worked very hard to design this, blah, blah, blah. And our management team would expect to see a different, significant level, 20% or more of repurchasing our outstanding equity with no existing or exact outstanding share reduction levels that has been specified with the nature of OTC market. Now, this is significant action to help our shareholders accrue value with their share position as the company continues to expand through the acquisitions across government agencies, so on and so forth, that we already know. So now let's go back and think about like what is buyback program for new investors that are coming to my channel. Buyback is also known as share repurchase when the company buys its own outstanding shares to reduce the number of shares available into the open market, which is the key. They want to make sure that that 7 billion number or 5+ billion number comes down a little bit, which is going to help, and up to 20, it could be up to 20%. Like we don't really know how big, how in what terms it's going to be. But one thing that you want to consider here is their market cap at the moment is 80 million. They are looking for almost 19.5, so almost 20 million, so which is 1/4 or 25% of the market cap. So they can reduce their outstanding shares once the program is is completed 100%, more or less. You can think about 20 to 25% range, considering the same exact price that you see at the moment. Now that price may go up, they may go down, but they have the private equity agreements as well, or they could be do it in private transactions, so on and so forth. That is going to also help companies buy back share with a number of reasons, such as to increase the value of the remaining shares available by reducing the supply to prevent the other shareholders taking a controlling stake. Now, what are the key takeaways? A buyback program is when the corporation purchases their own shares from the market, open market, and or in private transactions. Repurchase reduces the number of shares outstanding, which is going to help their shareholders, which is a negative earning per share and often value of the stock. A share repurchase program can demonstrate to investors that the business has sufficient cash set aside for emergencies and low probability of the economic troubles, which is going to be really, really interesting, and you want to keep that into your consideration as well. Why would a company buy back its own shares? Which is very important for various reasons that they can do it, including company's consolidation. They want to equity value of their own stock increase, and they also want to make sure to look more financially attractive, especially for the institutional buyers and or private equity firm, venture capitals, to just buy and invest into the firm. Now, another thing, the downside to buyback is that they're typically financed with debt, and that can strain the cash flow. Now, in this use case or this announcement, they already confirmed that they are not going to get any more debt or any more finance or anything along those lines. What they're going to rather do is they're going to use the cash flow or profitability and gradually start buying all these buyback shares or repurchase their own shares, which is going to be a win-win situation for the company as well as for the shareholder. So this is not going to be a big problem, but that can strain more on the cash flow, but that's the profit. So you might not even want to worry about that part. The last thing is stock buybacks can have mildly positive effect on the economy overall. Now, we're not talking about super in terms of the economy, it's 19.5 million, but the company will have a better outlook for sure that you want to consider. Now, at this point, if you understood what is buyback, good for you. I hope I added value into this video. You want to hit the like button, you want to subscribe as well so you don't miss out on the future videos. Now let's take a look real quick in just next 30 seconds what the CYBERLUX stock is doing. Now 137, can it go to 260? 0.0260? Absolutely yes, in my opinion, once the market rebounds. This is risk versus reward. This is a penny stock, very small value proposition. Small, it's not even small cap, it's micro cap stock. So you want to be very careful. But the average volume 34.3 mil. We are looking at almost 12 million in trading session today in one day. And if you take a look right here, you should be able to see that 25 million was the Friday. We had the 25 million in volume, before that 80 million in volume. So our volume was pretty high last week, but it dropped on Friday to 25 million after the buyback announcement that already happened. So you want to keep that in mind as well. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is we were in 2 cents and above, not just before a few weeks rather. So on April 20th, we were about 2.5 cents, and right now we are 1.25 cents, which is the double. In April, end of April, we saw double the price point, so the price is cut in half at the moment. Once again, we got back down to the 1.7 level, which is we were actually a couple of days back. Then we got back up to 2.13 right here, and then we went back down, and we were not at all into the 2 region. So once again, take it with a grain of salt. Make sure what you do with your investment at the end of the day, that's your own money, your own investment, and your own savings. But if you take a look right here, there is a sine and cosine wave that is happening. What I like to see is, take a look. We had a really good spike in terms of the price point. The sine wave just became a cosine wave. We started going down. And right now, both the moving average, the red bar is the moving average, and this is the blue is the real-time price point. They are meeting with each other, and that is something I like to see. What happens next is, once the market, and if the market rebounds or gets back into green, the real-time price will start going up, and we will see this rising sine wave that is forming once again. It started forming, if you take a look right here, but it didn't last for too long, and we saw that the market is going down, and I'm not super worried about CYBL is going down 13, 14, 15%. It can go down even more if the market goes down. But what you want to consider is, if it gets back up and running, if there is more fuel into the market. I hope you like this video. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell right down in the comment section below. What do you think is the price point going to be for CYBL within next 1 month? Thanks.